For over 50 years, these railroad tracks, first the Norfolk Western, now the Norfolk Southern, have been transporting goods from the southeast part of the country to other parts of the nation. You can almost feel the history associated with these tracks. At the same time, there's a piece of real estate about 25 feet from these railroad tracks that also represents another part of Americana. First built as a dirt track in 1947, now it's one of the finest pavement tracks in the country. Here's Dr. Jerry
standing by with a couple of younger drivers.
Here's a fella everyone's talking about. 3 Winston Cup victories in a row, Harry Gant. Hey, Harry, I got my uniform. Can I drive?
If the seatbelt will reach around you.
What do you mean if the seatbelt reach? I used to drive this car, you know.
You don't think you've eaten too many tomato sandwiches since then?
Well, what about Ned?
Hey, wait a minute, fellas. I can get in my uniform here. I'd like to get in this thing here. I'm still in my 50s, and I believe I could drive this thing.
Okay. I'll watch it today.
I tell you, I think it'd be fun. Wait a little.
Pardon me, fellas. Harry, I understand this here's a fountain of youth. I wonder if I could take a couple out when you're done with it.
I was here first. Get out of here. It's not I was here first. Get out of here.
ESPN, the world's leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World. Today, live from Martinsville Speedway in Virginia, it's the Goody's 500 Winston Cup race.
The champion has not won the championship in the modern era without winning on a short track, and Dale Earnhardt is the only one of those in the top 4 that's won on a short track this year. I think it's going to, play a factor here. Ben, it feels good to get in these uniforms again, don't it?
Hey, Ned, you look pretty good.
Might I say you both look marvelous as we get set for racing here at Martinsville. Let's take a look now at the die-hard starting lineup for today's race. The pole position belongs to Mark Martin, his 3rd in a row here at Martinsville in the Folgers Ford at 93.171, alongside his Brett Bodine in the Quaker State Buick car number 26. In the 2nd row, it's Darrell Waltrip in the Western Auto Chevrolet car number 17, and alongside, 2nd in points, 2-time winner here at Martinsville, Ricky Rudd from Chesapeake, Virginia in the Tide Chevrolet number 5. Then Dale Earnhardt, the points leader in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and Alan Kulwicki in the Hooters Ford car number 7. Going to row number 4, it is Rusty Wallace from St. Louis, Missouri, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac car number 2, and Kyle Petty in the Mellow Yellow Pontiac car number 42. In the 5th row, you'll find Ken Schrader in the number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet and Morgan Shepherd in the Motorcraft Ford car number 15. The 6th row consists of Bobby Hamilton, one of the rookie candidates in the Country Time Oldsmobile car number 68, and then Harry Gant in the Skull Bandit Oldsmobile car number 33 as Harry goes for his 4th consecutive Winston Cup win. Let's take a look at the rest of the starting lineup here, and you can see that some of the top competitors are in the middle to lower portions of the starting grid. 32 cars in all. We'll take the green flag in just a moment and begin 500 laps of competition.
And Bob, all of those from 17th on back will be pitting on the backstretch today. There are some good drivers over there that maybe have cars capable of winning this race today, but pitting on the backstretch will be a disadvantage for them. Maybe Allison we see back there.
Davey Allison, of course, comes into this event as the 4th in the Winston Cup points, 205 behind the leader, Dale Earnhardt. There's Richard Petty, who begins in row number 15 and for 500 laps of competition. Here comes the field off of turn number 4, and the green flag is out.
car.
Inside Jeff Bodine's car. And on top of Dale Jarrett's other. Henry made the pit stop, and here's trouble.
Off of turn 4, Chad Little has spun Bill Elliott down on the inside as well. Elliott will try to get his car right and hit him back, or both of them will, to stay in the lead lap. Elliott does get his going. Chad Little with some damage to the left front of his car gets going. They'll both stay in the lead lap.
Like
and Walter trying to get his lap back, and he does.
Oh, just barely. Oh,
smart move by Darrell Walter. Some heads-up driving.
Here's the tail end of the crash. That's Chad up toward the outside and Bill Elliott spinning to the inside of the track.
There was some damage to the right and rear of Bill Elliott's car.
You can see they bumped together as they came off of the turn.
Ken Schrader just barely getting through.
Bunch of cars just barely getting through.
And now we'll watch Darrell Waltrip get his lap back. Watch him stand on the gas coming out of 4.
Boy, he was standing. Look at him on the outside of Kawicki, on the inside of Brett Bodine, and just barely gets him across the start-finish line.
But that makes up a half mile around
number 89 because of a 2-car spin down in turn number 4. Now, the original car to spin was Ken Schrader. Remember, we were talking about how he was trying to hang on to 10th position. Coming out of turn number 4, that's Schrader spinning and causing everyone to scatter.
Dave Nelson goes by.
Right behind was Dale Jarrett. We're riding with him.
This is going into turn 3.
And he raises his hand.
But gets hit.
Yep.
Too late, I guess he raised his hand. He saw the wreck ahead of Wesley Spotter. Let him know that there was trouble up there, and he slowed down, but the car behind him didn't.
So both Ken Schrader, as you can see, spinning there, and Dale Jarrett involved. Ricky Rudd, all involved in a great battle for position as they try to pass Chad Little.
And there's trouble.
Up in turn number 2, Davey Allison is against the wall in turn 2.
He just spun going down in the corner. He spins the car back around.
Dale Jarrett. Now let's take a look at the replay. Davey apparently had slowed on the racetrack and may have gotten some help in his spin around and a bump on the second turn wall.
No, he did not get any help going down in turn 1. That was all on his own. He had some kind of problem off turn 4. I did not see.
The racetrack, and right ahead of him is Kyle Petty as the field is given the one more lap to go, and Pablo has the pen in hand again.
Well, here we see, there is Ricky Rudd. They're coming off the second corner, and here we see the 7 and the 19. Kawicki in the 7, Chad Little in the 19. I think they get out of shape. Oh, and Ricky on the brakes, and the 24 car, Jimmy Hensley, taps the 5 cars that come off the corner, and around goes Rudd. And I tell you what, he's lucky he didn't hit the wall.
In Virginia, and now Harry Gant closes to within a car length of the leader, Rusty Wallace. 2 laps ago, we had another spin, but it did not bring out a caution. Watch the red car of Derek Cope come off turn 4.
He gets tapped by Martin as they come off turn 4, and Cope goes around like a top, but just luckily stops the car going almost the right direction.
On those old tires, remember, he didn't come in for a pit stop when we had our most recent caution period.
And Richard Petty and Ricky Rudd get together in turn 1.
Ricky Rudd in trouble. He was running 23rd. When he and Richard Petty, and now Petty's got a fire in his car. Flame coming from the underside of the car. Richard spins it in the middle of the backstretch.
And Ernie Urban trying to stay out in front of Rusty Wallace to get back to the start-finish line.
He will be able to do so. And Richard Petty has the car going again. There is a lot of liquid on the racetrack. Now, let's take a look at the tail end of the wreck. Watch the far right of your screen.
Well, as they went into turn 1, Rudd tried to get on the inside of Richard Petty, and they touched, and around they went. Richard
remains on the racetrack.
Here is Richard Petty backing in the wall, and we can see the gasoline coming out of the car. See that gasoline right out of the back of the car there? And as he goes down this back straightaway, evidently the gasoline somehow got up to the exhaust and set the car on fire.
A lot of flame there for a moment on the other side of the car, causing Richard to spin in the middle of the backstretch. But he got the car running again. So he has been very patient in his 3 wins. At Dover, he didn't take the lead until lap 171. At Richmond, he didn't take the lead until lap 219. And at Darlington, the first time he led was lap 151. So he has been patient, making sure the car is there for the last part of the race. And now Harry Gant does go for the lead as he comes down to complete lap number 196. And look at this crowd.
They are going nuts as the old guy, well, I shouldn't say that, but the old guy has taken the lead at Martinsville.
By Harry Gant. Musgrave, one of those in contention for Rookie of the Year honors.
And the 11 car has made some contact in the wall going off turn 2. He's now going around 3 and 4. He's got some pretty good damage to the right side of the car.
Yeah, the right front. He'll have to make a pit stop. That sheet metal will wear that tire out in a hurry, and he certainly doesn't want to.
We're going to show you the in-car camera of Jeff Bodine. Watch the 6 and the 10. They hit, and then boom.
Hit again.
And a spin coming up for is Davey Allison as he's into the inside wall. The Haviland Ford is against the inside wall, and the yellow flag is out for the 8th time this afternoon.
And it's a break for a lot of drivers that were about to go a lap down. I mentioned a moment ago, if this thing stayed green for 40 or 50 laps, Harry Gant was going to put a lot of people a lap down. He was about to put Ricky Rudd 2 laps down.
Here's a replay of how Davey Allison spun off 4.
He's coming off the corner on the inside of Darrell Waltrip. That's Darrell in the Western Auto Chevrolet. And all of a sudden, did you see Davey's car? It like hit a bump or something. It's like there was oil there or something.
And Darrell did a nice job of saving it because he was almost as sideways as Davey was.
I see. There is some contact between the two cars right there. I didn't see that the first time by.
Davey sliding to the inside and just was a drag race, though, to the line coming out of the pit area. The reason for the caution, a spin over in turn number 2 involving Sterling Marlin.
I don't know exactly if the 98 car and the 22 made contact or not, but I tell you what, it was. And Alan Kowicki is being pushed down pit road.
The guy that was running 3rd is being pushed down pit road. What is the deal here?
Evidently the engine died and he can't get it refired.
We see a guy has jumped in the car. There's a fellow, we see his feet sticking out. They probably are changing ignition boxes.
Remains on pit road.
That's a tough break for him.
Big trouble. Crash over in turn 2, just out of turn 2. Jimmy Spencer and Joe Ruttman are the cars involved. A lot of damage on the Ruttman car.
Some heavy damage to Joe Ruttman's car. Spencer, meanwhile, gets his car going again and drives.
The replay.
Ruttman and the 98 car running side by side. They get together. Jimmy spins. Now Joe spins, and they meet again as they come off the second corner.
Several other cars got by. A few of them, Dave Marcus.
Yeah.
A couple of them, Ted Musgrave, came down on the inside to pit road.
There's the traffic jam, and that's how easy it is for the track to get blocked here at Martinsville. Our 10th caution of the day is out.
Mark Martin cut across the corner, the front of Darrell Waltrip's racetrack, and a spin. The 8 car is spun. The 10 car up in turns 1 and 2. Rick Wilson, we saw.
No caution.
No yellow yet.
Hud Strickland was involved in it. There's Derek Cope trying to get back out on the racetrack. He's pulling out in front of cars, and the yellow is out now.
11, and here's how it occurred. Well, the 8 car was sideways in the middle of the corner.
Going in the corner, when that happens, you always wonder if there wasn't contact going in the corner, but there's no way to tell because we certainly didn't see it.
Now we go inside Jeff Bodine's car and watch this incident that's created our most recent caution.
Yeah, there was some contact between the 10 and the 8, and then Jeff Bodine comes along and runs in the back of the 10 car, which sent him on his way.
Hey, it doesn't take much of a bump when you're going into the turns here, especially because the car's almost spinning out anyway when you go into the turn, and just at least a little bit of a bump. There it is. As Jeff Bodine hit the 10 car after the 10 had already made contact with Rick Wilson.
And some damage on that 12 car. He was also in the crash.
Saved the car now for some 370 laps. I just spoke to Andy Dickinson a minute ago with the Rusty Wallace crew, and they said, we have been saving our brakes, but when Harry Gant began to pull away, we got a problem. Car number 8 apparently has lost a wheel. Rick Wilson's car crashing, and we'll have the caution come back out. But Harry Gant was beginning to pull away a little bit. That's why Rusty passed Brett Bodine. He wanted to keep Harry inside. They said, we got plenty of brakes left and plenty of race car. We think we can run with Harry Gant here these last 100 or so laps. As the tire now rolls down the backstretch, we're under caution once again.
Yeah, the tire did come off Rick Wilson's car.
You know, this car broke a right front wheel last week. Now, I don't know exactly what happened to this car.
Meanwhile, here on the main straightaway, Gant comes in. So does Rusty.
Yeah, you can see there that the center is out in front.
Yep. All right, let's finish.
Rusty takes a look. Rusty looks.
And they touch.
Gant gets hit hard in the front end by.
And so does Rusty. He spins. Now Ricky Rudd beats Earnhardt back to the line.
And Rudd finally gets his lap back, but he's been trying to do almost all.
Fellas, there's a lot of cars. Morgan Shepherd has problems. I think that might have been smoke from Dale Earnhardt's car with Henry Rudd rubbing together. Morgan Shepherd got banged into something up there. And Hut Strickland got banged again. Of course, we saw Derek Cope involved, so a lot of cars involved here.
Here it is as Rusty moved to the inside of Harry Gant.
Just some slight contact. And here goes Derek Cope on the inside as Earnhardt runs in the back of Rusty. Now, Derek Cope hits Rusty. Here the 5 car is going on the inside. Now, here they come back to the line. Rudd trying to beat Earnhardt back to get that lap back, and they will make contact just as they get to the line. Watch that.
Yeah, there was some smoke, that tire smoke, as they rubbed together. There's Hut Strickland's car, third in line. He has some more damage to the Ray Bestis Buick. Let's go to the pits and Jerry Punch.
Well, the crew has a lot of work to do as you see the front of what's left of the front of Harry Gant's Skull Oldsmobile. They're trying to peel some of the sheet metal away to get a look at the chassis parts. And if it's mostly cosmetic, that's not a problem because, as you saw before, Harry has won here at Martinsville with a pretty torn-up race car. They pull the sheet metal away. They'll send him back out to keep him losing a lap. He'll come back in here momentarily for him to use the air chisel to pull some more away and get a look at that right front.
Well, you know, we showed you a replay of his win back in 1982, and the car was all banged up. And it's looking about the same way right now.
Looked like that right front tire is going south and the car is going north. I mean, there's pretty heavy damage to that car. So Harry Gant will not win his 4th in a row, I'm sad to say.
Let's take a look at it once again. Rusty goes to the inside of the end of the backstretch.
Going into turn 3 and gets the nose up alongside of Gant. Gant starts to make his normal turn into the turn, and they touch, and around Gant goes to the outside, and then everybody starts banging into each other back behind them.
And there we can see the car coming out of the pits, and there's a piece of aluminum.
Yep. Runs over his own debris. Well, they're trying to keep him on the lead lap and have been successful in doing so. So far, both he and Rusty remain. We'll take a look at a big Auto Parts on-track interval as we compare the leader of the race, Ernie Irvan, and Harry Gant. We'll see if Harry can get this spot. Yep, he does. He's 5th now. Now here is the lap times comparing Irvan and Gant. And Gant is faster.
He is faster. We can see he's gained almost 1 second in 5 laps. Irvan running some good speeds, but not quite as fast as Harry Gant.
Brett Bodine, let's see if Ernie can take 3rd.
You mean Harry?
Harry.
Yep, he's got him.
Yep.
He has got him. Wow, this is unbelievable. I crossed Harry Gant off. I said he's not going to win 4 in a row. I don't know. He just might still do it.
Yeah, he has time. He definitely has time. He's
close to the front for a while, but if we get a caution, we'll be better. He hadn't liked this set of tires a whole lot, but we haven't been great all day.
Brett Bodine is going to try Ernie Irvan on the outside for the lead. Bodine will get the lead going down the backstretch. Let's see what happens in turn 3.
Look at Harry Gant. Look at this.
Bodine has the lead. Let's see if Harry can get 2nd.
Yeah, he's got to move up on the outside. Irvan just gives him the running room up there they need. His tires have gone away. I think he realizes that they're faster, so he says, I'll just have to let him go. I can't race with him right now.
What a story we are seeing develop here this afternoon in Martinsville.
To these poor people paid $50, $40 for a seat. Sit down, people. Oh, man.
Harry Gant is 2nd after a crash in turn number 3 that severely damaged the front end of the race car.
Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt is currently 7th, so just... And looking here, Harry Gant is on the inside.
And with ease, he just shoots by that Quaker State Buick and goes into the lead. Harry Gant is in front again, friends.
But here comes Brett back. He's trying on the inside. Yes.
Oh, Harry is sideways again. He's going to lose the front position, but only 1 spot. Boy, Harry's getting knocked around out there and still fights back.
You reckon that hurt his tires? That's a little bit of a slip down there?
Yep, folks, it happened. Harry Gant passed Brett Bodine while we were in break, and Harry now begins to move away from Bodine, and Harry Gant is in the lead, and he's still working as hard as he's worked all afternoon, sawing that wheel in there, but he has the lead. Now watch the replay as to how he got it. Now watch Harry saw the wheel coming off before.
He's turning that thing, gets it a little bit sideways, and he never backs up and comes down and out brakes Bodine. Watch this. He shoots down in the corner. Oh, man, oh, man.
That's how Harry Gant got the lead.
Maybe it was unscheduled, but he came in for a change of right side tires on the Western Auto Chevrolet.
There we saw Richard Petty 30th. He has been back. Oh! You're talking, Bob, you said something about a caution flag? There it is. It's Morgan Shepherd. Maybe not across the racetrack.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. The caution is out. And we have debris on the racetrack also.
One of those wrenches that you adjust the chassis laying there on the turn. Somebody has lost one.
Inside that socket.
Here's a replay of the spin, Ned.
We've seen these two cars battling. Ricky Rudd on the inside, Morgan Shepherd on the outside. They touch going into the turn, and it spins Morgan Shepherd around, and pit stops coming up.
That was a battle for position. Jerry Punch is right there with Harry Gant.
And the Skoll crew, the critical pit stop for them. They will have to beat the Quaker State crew here if they can. Love Guts are already off the left side for the Gant car. 26 on the bottom of your screen. He comes to a stop in the crew now. Clyde Booth and the rest of the Bernstein crew going to work on that machine. Now they're all the way down toward turn one. Harry Gant's crew has already changed the right side tires. He's putting left side tires on. Now left side of Gant is off the jack, and he is headed down pit road. The jack just going up on the left side of the Brett Bodine car. So Gant will once again beat him back to turn one. Great pit work, guys.
Brett Bodine will come out second. Ernie Urban fourth, and Dale Earnhardt
going into turn one.
And there's Jimmy Hensley right in there. He's just looking for a place to go. He might be the fastest of all of them, but they just won't give him any running room.
Now Rusty has 7th. Rudd has 8th. Schrader holding on to 9th, but Hensley wanting it. And next time around, Harry will get the white flag. One more lap to go. Boy, the crowd is just waiting to explode. They're already shaking their fists and waving. Here's Gant with the white flags. One more lap to go for 51-year-old Harry Gant and his 4th consecutive Winston Cup win. We have seen history made here this afternoon, and what Harry has done. He puts the car into turn number 3. He now sees the checkered flag from Doyle Ford. Here it is. Gant wins the Goodies 500. Here's Jerry Punch. Consecutive win, 16th Winston Cup career win. And Harry Gant has won 5 races in 1991. Well, you're going to hear quite a bit of applause when this young man gets out of his car here in just a moment, because the fans are going to go crazy.
This is September.
Here's Jerry Punch in victory lane.
And a big smile from Harry Gant, Handsome Harry, they call him. Indeed, it fits. And Harry, after a nice cold drink, congratulations on a tremendous, unbelievable run.
Yeah, thank you. You know, the car was just super all day. We could run longer on the tires, it seemed like, than anybody else. And unfortunately there, you know, Rusty got a little over anxious car. I was just tooling around there, and I thought he was too. And I didn't think he was going to try to run by me, you know, like that. So then Brett, you know, we got together. But the old car came in there, passed him all back.
Did you think you could come back and win it after having the accident and all the damage on the front of the car? You had to start dead last.
Well, you know, I really didn't know to start with till I got to 5th. When I got to 5th, I knew I could have done, because all I had to do is keep in mind not to wear the tires out. Just take my time, you know. When I started backing off, I started catching them real easy then. And, you know, we had perfect tires. We were set to go all the way there at the end. We didn't need the last caution.
Harry, 4 in a row and 5 to go. Can you do it?
I don't know. We just keep trying to finish and do the best we can do, and the crew done a super job getting us out of the pit today. And you know, the car just works super. We hadn't changed a thing since we got here, and this same car, same engine, so maybe we can do it again at Wilkesboro next week.
And you'll see it right here on ESPN as 51-year-old Harry Gant climbs out of the car, and the fans are surrounding him here, watching what we believe to be one of the unbelievable finishes here at Martinsville Speedway history. Bob.
All right, Jerry. 1982 was the year when Harry Gant drove this car to his first Winston Cup victory. Look at the damage on the right front of the race car right here at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. Harry Gant driving the Skoll Buick to its first Winston Cup win. Now, this was today. The car looked fine until lap 377 when Rusty Wallace went to the inside of Harry in turn number 3. The cars came together. Harry spun around. Watch on the high side of the racetrack. The 15 of Morgan Shepherd runs into the front of the 33 car. There was a lot of damage to the front end, but he kept him on the lead lap, and Harry Gant won here this afternoon in absolutely unbelievable fashion. We'll be back with more of our post-race comments from Martinsville Speedway as Gant has beat Bodine, Earnhardt, Irvin, and Martin.